Hello, I'm Y-Flyer, and I'm here to talk to you about something. Something very, very special to me.
Tell me, what's a timberman want with being a wiki?
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man. Starting new.
On the run. Watch you spill your beans. Watch you spill your beans. Watch you spill your beans. How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days? Help me to recollect.
Yellow girls do to let me go. Welcome to the Lighthouse. This is one of my favorite films of all time. I cannot think of a film that I like more than Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse. It is definitely in my top 3 films of all time. Now, I won't say what my other 2 are, but maybe I'll talk about them someday. You never know. This is not going to be the most in-depth analysis possible. This will not be the most grandiose review of the film. I'm just here to tell you why I love it, and I'll talk about a couple scenes to give some examples of the things that I love the most about the movie. We open with Tommy Winslow and Thomas Wake arriving on the island where they will be keeping the lighthouse. An interesting part of this scene is as they're walking towards the lighthouse, there are 2 other wikis leaving, and they don't say anything to each other. Spooky. Wake shows Tommy a lot of the chores that he will be conducting around the island to keep up with the lighthouse. Tommy asks if he can tend to the light, which Wake shuts him down super quick, and he essentially tells him, "You're not ready yet, you're not ready yet," constantly throughout the whole movie. And this will keep popping back up many, many times. Now, a little warning for those of you out there where if your horror movie experience is just like The Black Phone or The Conjuring or your kind of latest release, this movie might be a little boring. There are a lot of quiet moments. There are a lot of moments where the characters are not saying a word. There's a lot of moments where there's barely any audio. But stay with me here. I'm not talking down to you. Let me express to you how I view a lot of these scenes, and maybe you can take away something from this. Hear me out. Every scene of this movie is masterfully crafted. Each shot is like a painting where you've got to sit and you've got to take it in for the little 5 seconds that you get of that small painting capturing that moment in the film. I know this sounds hella nerdy and pretentious, but listen, this movie is meant to be enjoyed like a piece of art. It is demanding you to sit or stand, if that's how you watch movies. It is demanding you to take it all in, to experience everything. And what you might find is that when you start to hyper-focus on what you're watching, you'll get sucked into it. And everything will feel like a really, really big moment. Trust me, I'm putting you on. You gotta try it. Get off that phone. Once a dialogue scene comes up, lock in. When there's nothing going on, lock in. Try to take something away from it. I beg of you, please, you will enjoy so many more films. I'm probably coming off as like, you don't get it. That's not at all. I really want you to appreciate this film as much as I do. I really do. Now, Tommy is a mysterious, mysterious man. We don't really know a whole lot about him. He gives us bits and pieces of his past, but we're not too sure who he really is exactly. But Thomas Wake is like, there is no mask there. You know who that is from the moment you lay eyes on that sea dog. He is old. He is crusty. He is the salt of the sea. He has seen it all. You can see it in the wrinkles in his face and the shagginess of his beard. That man has seen some shit. But one unique part of Thomas Wake's character is that he is extremely superstitious, like to a fault.
Salvation, said he.
Tall tales.
I seen you sparring with a gull. Best leave him be. Bad luck to kill a seabird.
More tall tales.
Bad luck to kill a seabird.
Wake is a God-fearing man, I'd have to assume, and it is clear in his actions and his beliefs and how hard he is on Tommy. Thomas consistently berates him to no end, making him feel so hollow and shallow and just feel less than the barnacles that he's scraping off of these buildings. He is just distraught throughout this entire movie.
If I tells you to yank out every single nail from every moulding nail hole and suck off every speck of rust till all them nails sparkle like a sperm whale's pecker, you'll do it! And by God and by golly, you'll do it, smiling lad, 'cause you like it. You like it 'cause I says you will.
Kind of reminds you of your dad, don't it? And the worst part of it all, he wants to get into that lighthouse so bad so that he can tend to the light. He wants to get to that light so bad. And Thomas is keeping it from him because Thomas is in love with the light. I'm trying to stay away from giving too much info about the plot, just so if you were to go watch this movie, there are still some surprises for you. There is just so much to talk about. I want to keep it relatively vague because it is important that you watch it instead of just watching a review for it. But I'm still going to gush about it, and I'll talk about a few of my favorite parts from the film. There's a scene where Tommy is working on painting a lighthouse with Thomas, and Thomas is holding him by a rope. A very old contraption and way to scale a tower. As Tommy is painting it, Thomas is still just constantly berating him, teasing him, what have you, and he falls, gets knocked out, and hits his head.
Easy! Quit your flailing, lad! I ain't! You're! Keep still! I am!
Now, we're going to put on our film conspiracy theorist hats for just one moment. I'd love to talk about this really quick. After Tommy hits his head, the movie becomes a lot more fantastical and a lot more unrealistic things start to happen that are not grounded in reality. It especially ramps up when Tommy kills the seagull. It's a brutal scene. It's a really tough watch. It is the igniting motion that propels Tommy into his spiral of insanity. Thomas Wake is already insane, and that is shown clearly through his superstitions and the way that he treats Tommy. Tommy came already to the lighthouse as a broken man, and now being berated by this older gentleman and living hell on earth at this isolated, desolate place, he is losing it. And the film showcases that really well through kind of dream sequences and very acute ways of using monsters and special effects to show the disparity of the situation. One of my favorite scenes from the film is when Thomas and Tommy are both very, very drunk. They start hassling each other constantly. The alcohol has clearly taken a toll on their brains, especially combined with the isolation. The smell of the place is probably not helping either. But as they're having these conniptions, Thomas becomes upset because he believes that Tommy isn't fond of his lobster.
You're fond of me lobster.
Oh no.
What?
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 What? What's what I mean? What?
That's the trouble with you.
That's the trouble with ye.
With you!
With ye!
No! No! If I had a steak, oh boy, a rare, a bloody steak. If I had a steak, I would fuck it.
You don't like me cooking?
Oh, don't be such an old bitch!
You're drunk. You won't be saying that.
In kitchen shanty cooks.
Oh,
It
you're
was
drunk.
fried donuts 3
You're
times
drunk.
a day.
You're fond of me lobster, ain't you?
Drunken in a Virginia fence.
I seen it. You're fond of me lobster. Say it. Say it.
I don't have to say nothing.
Danny! Hark! Hark! Triton! Hark! Bellow! Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury, to choke ye, engorging your organs till ye turn blue and bloated with bilge and brine and can scream no more, and plunge us right through your gullet, bursting ye, a bulging bladder no more, only to be lapped up and swallowed by the infinite waters of the dread Emperor himself.
All right, have it your way. I like to cook it.
Thomas Wake is played by the wonderful Willem Dafoe. Tommy Winslow is played by our boy, the Batman, Robert Pattinson. Funny enough, this actually came out before the Batman came out. He might have been working on it. I'm not sure. They are just spectacular, as you saw in that scene previously. They are smearing the screen with their acting chops, and they are just such a joy to watch together on screen. And it's important that they are, because they are literally the only two characters with actual speaking lines. I just want to say that this film influenced me very, very heavily in my teenage years, and I cannot stop thinking about it. It is so compelling. It is so engaging. Every part is just, you're just eating a full course meal. It is so wonderful to watch. It is so delightful. It is sickening. It is funny. It is grotesque. It is scary, and it's shocking. If I were to give this film a genre, it'd have to be a thriller, but really I can't. It is so many different things, and it takes you through so many different moods throughout its entire runtime that I really don't know any other film like The Lighthouse with such a small cast and one location, but several destinations that you'll be visiting time and time again, and you'll feel like you've worked on that island, working on that lighthouse. Everything will become very familiar, very eerie, and by the end, you'll also be extremely, extremely confused, and in the best way possible. I highly, 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 highly encourage you to please go take the time and go watch The Lighthouse, and then maybe explore Robert Eggers' other two only films. Yes, The Lighthouse was his second film, and I'm extremely jealous. Go watch The Witch. Go watch The Northman. And I think we can all collectively get excited for the new Nosferatu film coming out this Christmas. I'm so excited. I think that will be my movie of the year without a doubt. It looks just wonderful. I am just so excited to see that movie, and I am hoping the best for it. I hope that everyone came together and just made the most beautiful product. From just the trailers alone, I have never felt more excited for a movie than when The Force Awakens was coming out when I was 13. I implore you, please go watch The Lighthouse. It's very dark. Afterwards, go watch something very light, uplift yourself. You'll need it. It's a grim movie, and it'll have you asking a lot of questions about the world around you and yourself. And that's all I want, really, from more people. So thank you for listening to me. I know I probably sounded like this Mr. Krabs image for like most of the video, but this is a pretty intense movie, and I wanted to match the tone. So thank you for watching, as always, and see you.
Doodle, let me go. Whoa, doodle, let me go, me go.